Hello, treasured. This is a story of a very beautiful princess, Akwaeke. Akwaeke was the daughter of a powerful king, Ezade, who ruled over 7 kingdoms. Akwaeke was the only child of King Ezade, and she was loved so much by her parents. Her beauty was the talk of the kingdom. Almost all the villagers compliment and sing her praises. Some even claimed she was a mommy water living among them. As Akwaeke was growing, these compliments, admirations, and praises from her people got into her head. She became so pompous, arrogant, with no regard for anybody. She looked down on her mates, reminding them every moment that they are there to make sure her skin shines and glows like morning star, and they mustn't stain her with their filthy bodies. The whole kingdom was not happy about their king's daughter's attitude and behavior towards them. Some of the king's cabinet spoke to the king about his daughter's behavior towards others. King Ezade and his wife, Ezinwanne, so blinded with love they had for their daughter Akwaeke, would always not take actions. Sometimes, when they tried speaking softly to Akwaeke about her behavior and how she treats others, Akwaeke would begin to cry, telling them they are hurting her feelings. And not just that she feels they do not love her anymore. The king and his wife would stop and start to reassure her of their love for her. Akwaeke continued to grow with her bad characters till she came to marriageable age. The king sent words to all the 7 kingdoms that his beautiful precious daughter Akwaeke is ripe for marriage, and that any man she would choose to become her husband would be given one of the kingdoms to rule, and would succeed the king after his death. The king's word spread like wildfire. Almost every man showed interest. They all want to be associated with the most beautiful maiden in the whole 7 kingdoms. And the thought of possessing a kingdom and finally becoming the next king after their king Ezade was so tempting. From that day, suitors came knocking at the palace gate, proposing marriage and declaring their unending love for the princess. Akwaeke would always be summoned by his father each time any young man comes, seeking for her hands in marriage. She would always come looking displeased and would order the palace guards to throw the young man out of the palace. When this became too much, King Ezade and his wife became so worried. They started having sleepless nights. They called their daughter Akwaeke. The king said to her, "Ezeji, the man that cultivates and owns the highest yam and farmland in the whole of the 7 kingdoms, came here seeking for your hands in marriage, but you poured water on him and ordered him out of the palace. You did the same to the greatest hunter we have in the whole of the 7 kingdoms, and to other uncountable prominent, reputable men in the whole of the 7 kingdoms. Let's not even count other young struggling men who frequent the palace on daily basis. So tell me, my precious daughter, what was the problem? Don't you want to be married?" Akwaeke asked her father not to be worried, that she desires marriage, but has not seen that man that caught her eyes. The king asked her to please reconsider one of those good reputable men seeking for her hands in marriage. She assured her parents that soon she would see who she loves. Out of all the maids attending to Akwaeke, she has a favorite one she considered her best friend. Her name was Ami. They are always seen together. In fact, they are like sisters. Akwaeke always seek advice from Ami, who always tell her what she needed to hear. One fateful day, Akwaeke and her mates went to the village stream to take their bath. Unknown to them, there was a spirit present at the stream when they were taking their bath and discussing about men rushing to the palace to propose marriage to Akwaeke. Some of the maids asked Akwaeke to reconsider one of the suitors, especially that able hunter Ubuago that had been professing his love for her. Not minding all he has passed through in the hands of Akwaeke, the princess refused and told the maids that her kind of man must be tall, handsome to match her beauty, huge, well bodily built, must have a deep charming voice, must be strong, and must have ability to command respect with his presence alone. The maids all laughed and asked her to stop dreaming and wake up, that she can't find all this she mentioned in one person. The spirit that was with them in the stream listened to all the qualities that Akwaeke mentioned and nodded his head. The following day, when the princess and her mates were taking a walk round the village, a handsome, charming young man passed them. They were all stunned and could not believe their eyes. The princess ordered them to call after the young man. When the young man stopped, they went to him. Akwaeke asked him what his name was. He said Odum. Akwaeke asked him why she had never seen him before. He told her he was a visitor to their kingdom, that he is just passing by. The princess begged him to please follow her to the palace, that she needed him to meet his father, King Ezade. Odum told her he couldn't follow her to the palace at the moment, but promised to pay her a visit the next day. When they bid the stranger goodbye, the maids were all surprised. They have never seen Akwaeke spoke to any man like that before. When the next day came, Akwaeke refused to leave the palace so that she wouldn't miss the stranger when he comes. She took extra time to shower and adorn her body with beautiful ornaments and beads. She waited the whole day for the stranger, but the stranger didn't visit. She lost her appetite, refused to eat or drink anything. She was on her bed and refused to leave her room. Her parents and everybody in the palace was worried. After 2 days, the stranger visited the palace. When the princess was told the stranger was around, she jumped out of her bed and ran to meet the stranger. Her parents were surprised with their daughter's sudden change of behavior. The stranger introduced himself as Odum from a neighboring village. He told them of his interest in the princess and his desire to marry the princess. The princess was overjoyed. She ran from her chair and embraced Odum. King Ezade and his wife Iswanne was also happy that finally their daughter found someone she loved. Their marriage was fixed to happen in the next 4 market days. Words were sent to the whole 7 kingdoms. People were asked to come and feast on the day of the marriage between Odum and Akwaeke. The princess couldn't contain her joy. She can't wait to be with her newfound love. She would always hang out with Odum each time he visited their village. They would go to a calm place to relax and remind each other how much they mean to themselves. Odum would always sing beautiful songs to the princess. On one occasion, Odum sang quite a strange song to the princess. He was like, Akwaeke hamu ayele, Akwaeke hamu ayele, abui yembo ayele, Akwaeke hamu ayele, mwamo kambo ayele, Akwaeke hamu ayele, enwe mu nwanne ayele, soso mu seje ayele. The princess, who was madly in love and refused to listen and make meaning out of the song. Instead, she reassured him of her love. Finally, the day of the marriage came. Odum came with 6 men he claimed to be his kinsmen. The whole 7 kingdoms was available. They all ate, drank to their satisfaction. They all bid the princess and her husband Odum farewell. Akwaeke was given 4 of her maids to travel with her, which Ami, her best maid and friend, was among the 4. After the marriage ceremony, the whole kingdoms became calm again. The king and his wife felt fulfilled. Everything returned to normal. Weeks passed, months passed, no word from Akwaeke and her husband Odum. The king and his wife became worried, and they wanted to know about their daughter and her well-being. They planned to pay her a visit, but it dawned on them that they do not even know what village or kingdom their daughter was married to. The king summoned his cabinet to find out from them where their in-law came from. To his greatest surprise, None has an idea. Nobody remembered to ask, which was quite unusual. This was when they summoned the village high priest to come to tell them what went wrong. When Agoba, the village high priest, came, after consulting with the gods of the land, he told the king and the queen and every other person around that their daughter was married to a spirit who has taken their daughter to the land of the spirits. The king's wife, Ezinwanne, fainted. The king was devastated. He tried to remain strong. He asked Agoba to find out whether his precious daughter Akwaeke was still alive. The high priest, after some incantations, told the king that Akwaeke was still alive, but must be saved on or before 8 market days. If they failed to get to her after the 8 market days, she would be dead and join the spirits. The big problem became how and who was going to the spirit land to save Akwaeke. Would anybody risk his or her life to go on such a deadly mission? Will Akwaeke be saved? We will find out in our next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel. Let's grow it together. What lesson did you grab from this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do leave a like as well. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.